Hey folks. I had something kind of interesting show up today, which is that I've had a kind of an emotional couple days. I've just had like waves of emotion. Sometimes it's a kind of like feeling of fragility or delicacy or vulnerability. Other times it's frustration and anger. Today I sort of felt a little bit of a vortex of both. Luckily, right before I had a session with my friend Ruth, it was amazing. And a couple really kind of key things came out of that. One was, I was thinking about kind of preparing for this performance I have coming up, and I was getting a little worked up about it. Just I haven't played in a while in front of people. It's a wedding gig, a lot of different music. And so I did a little work with Ruth, and I realized that there's part of me that was so fanatically trying to prepare for this performance, but the whole energy of it had nothing to do with the actual performance. It had everything to do with outrunning a sense of fear, unworthiness. Something, it was in me, something entirely within me. And just a little bit of work today, I kind of came to two things. One was, if I can make space for that emotion, if that can be okay, I can sit with it. Just allow it to be in my body. And this is really related to what I said last night about my stuff that's going on with my back and my whole body. What Dr. John Sarno says about the back, Dr. David Hawkins says about the entire soul and being, and letting myself feel what's there, and letting myself come to a sense of calm about it, not needing to understand the emotion, just kind of breathing into it. That's kind of step one. That was kind of my first takeaway of today. And So step one is letting that feeling happen. And letting it be whatever it is. And clearly, it's amazing to feel my body get stronger, and then these cavitations of emotion that are happening. And step two, which came to me later in the day, is that as soon as I was okay feeling my feelings, that, if I had this manic energy trying to get me prepared for the gig, and I kind of identified that and let that sort of be its own thing and separated it from the gig. But the step one part, once that happened, it was immediately possible to think about the performance as an act of service. I'm playing a wedding, for God's sake. It's two people getting married. What if I put my attention on that? What if I invested everything in serving that, serving those two people and the gathering that they've created, the moment that they're choosing to celebrate this union? So what I extracted from that was I immediately became capable of making the actual event, the actual work, the creative work, about something other than myself. And I still had to acknowledge myself. It's almost like the first thing I had to do was acknowledge myself to be able to feel those feelings. I think if I tried to say to myself, I'm being selfish, while I was still feeling the emotional cavitations, I would have just kind of further cemented that feeling of unworthiness or whatever it was that was going on underneath. But so step one was kind of like relinquish that, release the pressure on that. Let it be felt, as all the doctors I've been reading have been saying. And then step two is recognizing, what if it's not even about me? What if this is nothing to, of course I'm part of this and I can be a beautiful part of it, but what if it's not about me? What if I don't even have to think about me? I said something on the call today about when I'm teaching, I'm never nervous. Never. Because for whatever reason, when I'm teaching, I just immediately fully invest in serving the person in front of me. It's like I just naturally go all in as my entire being comes online for them to serve. Of course, I'm receiving a lot in the action too, but I invest in creating something, offering something outside myself. And a performance can be that too. Anything can be that. Anything can be offered to the world in that way. So that was kind of my 1-2 practice that I gave myself today. Step one, feel this. Determine if it's really related to the thing that it feels like it's related to or not. Most likely it's not. Let the feelings be felt. Acknowledge them. See if we can calm them enough to get a hold on them, a sense of, I can carry this. It's not running me. And then shift my focus to service. And then see how the whole thing looks. See how the whole landscape of the event looks. That's my takeaway from today. Kind of a big lesson, and it was definitely a bit of a roller coaster there in the middle, but feels like a very kind of important thing coming through. That's where I am today, people. Thank you for watching. Oh my God, this dialogue with you and this, the fact that there are people listening and watching this and receiving this is so huge in my processing and learning at this point. So appreciate you. All the love in the world. I'll see you soon.